Is Hillary frostier than usual for a reason? And should she be worried? She's the one who brought up the term anxiety. My all-star panel joins me now. It's Kristen Soltis Anderson, co-founder of Echelon Insights and author of The Selfie Vote. Tom Shalhoub, he is here in the flesh, host of Red Eye on FNC, and Michael Malice, author of Dear Reader, Get to North America and Live What He's Written About Immediately. All right, so Michael, I'm going to show you a clip. We have isolated video of her face as Ed was teeing up that first answer. I want you to watch this. What does that body language say to you?
Well, I think what's great about this is...
Is it the body language of a sane person?
No, what's great about this is she's clearly giving the appeal to the millennials because that sense of entitlement, that sense of never have to answer for anything that you've ever done. But we're seeing here the sneering sarcasm of Hillary Clinton, which we've seen since 1994 when Dick Armey in 94 was doing the healthcare hearings and he asked her about, hey, let's find out about Hillary care. She goes, yeah, you and Dr. Kevorkian, referring to the doctor who was, killing people with euthanasia. That was her immediate sarcastic answer to Congress. So this woman hates being challenged. Yes. She hates having to answer for everything, and that mask is slipping, and that's why I'm so excited to see it on the campaign trail. Someone loves comedy.
As you pointed out, it's difficult for her to suppress some of that rage. Yeah. But I'm going to ask you what I asked Ed. Were you surprised at her lack of answers when he pressed her about wiping the server?
I'm stunned that she doesn't have an answer prepared that's been practiced 100 times on this. This is the core question that she's going to get asked at every campaign stop, every time that a reporter gets within 10 feet of her and can shout a question. This is what she's going to be asked. She is supposedly running this campaign where they have all of the very best of the operatives on the Democratic side and all of the best resources and all of the best infrastructure, and she's been a politician for so long, and she's inevitable. And I do think she's very likely to still be the Democratic nominee. But there's no excuse for the inability to answer this basic question. One they should have been prepared
The only
for.
reason she will maintain the nomination is because time is on her side, and it is not so for Al Gore, John Kerry, Joe Biden, or anyone else who wants to get in. So what do you think her team said to her after the exchange?
Oh, I think they said, great job, Hillary. I think
Really?
Yes. And I think they purposefully don't have anything ready because if you have an answer that's prepared and looks polished and professional, then you are regarding the question as legitimate. And what they are trying to do is act as if the question is silly. Yeah. And so they keep, making these jokes. And I don't even think her rage, when that kind of impatience comes out, it's the same fake impatience that she did on the Benghazi committee. What difference does it make? It's not even real rage. Nothing is real about Hillary Clinton. It's fake rage because she's pretending to be annoyed by these silly questions when she knows they're not.
I really have to get back to the business of the people. She doesn't even do that anymore. She doesn't even fake like she cares about the issues because she's so mired in this. Coming up, we got a lot more with the panel. Hackers have released names from the online infidelity website Ashley Madison. What they found might surprise you and your wife. Plus, Donald Trump says he would throw out all illegal immigrants and deny their kids American citizenship. But does he have a legal leg to stand on? Judge Napolitano, who will measure for a prosthetic, he's going to join me to discuss. Stay right here. You know what we used to sing in 1993? I am Pearl Jam. Yay, 90s humor. Donald Trump continues enjoying at least a 10-point lead in the polls over his fellow Republican rivals. But now he's closing the gap with one Miss Hillary Clinton. According to one poll, Trump has sprung from 16 points behind her just last month to now within 6. The panel is back. Kristen Soltis Anderson, Tom Shalhoub, and Michael Malice. So let's discuss. Tom, first to you, good man. Is it something that Donald Trump is doing right, or is she doing everything wrong? What explains narrowing the gap?
Combination of both. And I think, when you put a lot of people who would say, oh, no, Trump, he's a joke or whatever. But if you put the two of them next to each other, they look at Hillary and they say, no, maybe that guy. And I think it's a myth, this idea that the extremists, the so-called extremists, won't appeal to the broad American public. Yeah. Most people don't know where they stand on anything. I think it's 20% of the country is conservative, I think. 20% is liberal. And then the rest of the people don't know anything. They don't know what's going on at all. So when you try to appeal to that swing voter, they're not even a real, there's no swing because there's nothing upstairs. They're dummies. So I think that people are attracted not to someone who kind of splits the difference, not to someone who triangulates. They like extremists on either end. So they kind of like, you know, they might go this way.
So they're happy being on the pendulum, just swinging back and forth.
Yeah.
Now, Kristen, you thought that Donald Trump would flame out at this point, but he has proven to be an antibiotic-resistant MRSA to his foes.
Yes.
I mean, this is a guy whose campaign won't flame out, and you can't kill him. What do you think that's all
I
about?
confess, pundit accountability. I thought that after the first debate that we'd have this new chapter starting in the Republican campaign, and that didn't really come to pass. And I think part of it is because, I mean, voting is as much an emotional act as it is a rational act, perhaps more so emotional. So if you like someone, if you feel like what they're saying is honest, if you feel like they're telling you the truth, even if you think what they're saying is a little bit crazy, you at least give them credit for saying it. And I think that's what's happening. We are at a point where voters are so frustrated with politicians that they think have practiced what they're going to say and just say the same old, that they'll take someone who they don't necessarily agree with his policy positions, but they just feel like at least he's saying what he believes, and they give him credit for that.
They do, and I think there are a lot of people who actually hate him less. And the polls bear that out because his unfavorable ratings have actually dropped. I mean, obviously that happens when your favorability improves, but people just go, well, I don't hate him as much. Now, you have Hillary Clinton, you have Donald Trump, who are essentially the same person if you take away the blustering and the personality, because they're both big government people who want to expand government programs. So you're going to have the same kind of presidency, in my view. Do you think there needs to be more parties?
No, I think there needs to be no parties, as you know. And first of all, I'm glad that Tom is preaching my thing of contempt for the common voter. But the last time a non-politician was nominated by the party was 1940 with Wendell Willkie, and that didn't go so well for the Republicans. But I think what's happening with Trump is there's a question of legitimacy. Now he's on the stage at the same level with these governors and senators. He's giving answers just like they are, and suddenly it's not an absurdity. It's not like when Huffington Post put him in the entertainment section. Now you have to grapple with him as legitimate, and that's going to make his poll numbers go up and closer and closer.
No, I mean, and when you've got a double-digit lead over your closest competitor, you're no longer a fringe candidate.
Right, and by definition, you're most likely to win.
Yeah, I mean, he's leading a field of 17 people. He's got 16 co-Republicans, and he's still got more than, you know, his next 3 or 4 competitors combined.
And we could be looking at 92 all over again, because Perot at different points was actually in the lead before he pulled out.
Then who's most likely to peel off? If Trump has a commanding lead in the Republican Party, who is most likely to peel off in the Republican Party?
No, but Trump is the Perot. My point is Perot's now running as a Republican, and Perot was, you know, captured everyone's imagination before he went crazy and said the Republicans are going to Photoshop his daughter as a lesbian.
Yeah, but he keeps threatening, if the Republican Party doesn't treat him right, to go full Perot, which you're never supposed to go full Perot. We all know that. But do you think someone like Rand Paul would peel off and run as a libertarian?
No, Rand Paul's dead.
He's dead to you. He never returned your phone calls. You don't even know him anymore. All right, much more with the panel coming up a little later. And a quick programming note, Donald Trump himself will be on In the Flesh, Mornings with Maria. That's tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 a.m. Pacific. Make sure you check it out. And the panel will talk shortly about Lady Viagra. Yeah, it's finally here. With some side effects, of course. We'll give you all those.
You got to set them up. You got to set them up. Set them up.
All right, and welcome back. Hackers have leaked some names from a cyber attack on Ashley Madison, the notorious online dating site for people looking to whoa and have affairs. The hackers say that 90 to 95% of the users are men. That is shocking. I can't believe it for a second. And they are getting duped by fake female accounts. A lying adultery website is nothing sacred anymore. My panel is back. Kristen Soltis-Anderson, Tom Shalhoub, and Michael Malice. So let's discuss this a little bit. Do you think the Impact team, and that's the group of hackers who have revealed all of these Ashley Madison clients, do you think they're mad because they were thwarted when they themselves tried to go on the site and get a little action?
First of all, I was looking for friends, people who share my interest, okay, Kennedy?
It sounds like a nice name. Ashley Madison, that sounds like a sweet place to find friendship.
And I thought I could find female a cappella singers of my own age. You know, maybe women who are married, who are tired their husband wouldn't sing with them. I'm willing to harmonize with them, okay?
You're such a giver. And I think it's beautiful. And, you know, there could be more than one Tom Shalhoub.
Yes.
His last 4 digits of his visa are 8946.
Yes.
That is completely 100% plausible. But aren't they mad it's mostly guys?
Wait a minute, you're red eye 847? I'm
Yes.
so confused. I was catfishing you.
I know. Well, you're a tenor, right?
Yes.
You know, I'm a baritone. You got a tenor, and
You
I'm
guys
looking
could
for
sound great
soprano and an
together.
alto.
I'm waiting for.
He's the Manti Teo of Ashley Madison.
I'm waiting for the Bill Clinton profile to come out. It's going to be like Cigar Lover 849. You know it's on that website. And the thing is, what's
Actually, he's got his own
Server.
website.
He's got his own server. It's in the bathroom.
The Clinton Foundation. And he trolls around on rich guys' planes and just finds willing participants across the globe.
But I just saw on Twitter this morning, a lot of people who signed up for this used their work email. So it's first name dot last name at mediacompany.com.
That's really smart.
So,
that's
so
totally
that's
smart.
gonna be very
And that's how you
scary.
do it. That's exactly how you do it. Make
Exactly.
sure you have.
Genius move.
We need transparency, don't we?
Yes.
In the presidency and in adultery. So is the internet forever?
The internet is forever. So this is one of the things that I think is the big lesson coming out of this Ashley Madison hack for everyone. Just because you do something on the internet that you think is anonymous and you think is secret, nowadays, everything is forever and nothing is really secret. The privacy is an illusion. And whether it's whoever the impact group is or hackers in China, I mean, the folks at Sony figured this one out the hard way, but nowadays, you know, just because you think that you're doing something a little inappropriate on the side, but, you know, well, it's online, it's anonymous.
That's fine. That should be the NSA slogan. It's fine. It's online. Does anyone want one of my little pink friends?
Yeah, sure.
There you go. Here, have it.
I'm going to get a
Kristen?
pink and a white, right?
Here you go, sweetie.
Oh, thank you.
Take a couple more. Well done. I've already had a handful. The FDA has approved a drug called flibanserin that's being called female Viagra, and you're all chewing some right now.
What?
Hey,
My boobies.
My boobies. The drug changes I don't need it, actual brain chemistry, which raises several questions like, why should ladies have to adjust our brains, and where can I buy it in bulk? So I will start with you. Some of the side effects include exhaustion and fainting.
And loving the Cosby Show. So, but no, I mean, it's easy to be glib and make jokes about this, but this is a serious problem for women.
Of course it's a serious
And,
problem.
and for
I do
husbands.
agree. Yeah.
So, yeah, put it in your wife's drink, and then the marriage will be happy and healthy.
Or she can knowingly go to the pharmacy.
Which,
and
tomato,
get a
tomato.
prescription. Or she can have a nice stiff drink, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yes, I
To
do.
wash down the Addy, which has the weirdest name. But it actually acts like more of an antidepressant because instead of increasing blood flow to the area, it works like a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor.
which is weird because most of those antidepressant drugs make women not want to have sex. Isn't that true?
Yeah, but on opposite day.
Isn't it the truth that, what was the big drug? Prozac.
Yeah.
Made people not want to have sex, right?
Yeah, that was one of the big side effects that was such a
It
bummer.
numbed
It's
them.
like, well, I'm not sad anymore, but
Yeah. So
I'm
this one does
actually
the
more
opposite.
sad because
I don't feel anything.
Yeah, exactly.
The bottom line is women don't need this drug. They're, every woman I've ever known, it's like they're insatiable. All they want is sex. It's ridiculous.
That's right.
I haven't had that experience.
They won't stop.
Now, are you offended that this drug manufacturer is basically saying that women are crazy, and that's the problem with their sexual appetites? It has nothing to do with physiology.
Well, this is an interesting.
Isn't this a pharmaceutical burqa?
I think this is a fascinating divide kind of within the whole feminist movement, right? On the one hand, you have folks that are saying this is great. The FDA has approved all of these drugs for men, hasn't approved anything for women. We're finally getting gender equality in pharmaceuticals. But on the other hand, you have folks that say, whatever a woman's sex drive is, why do you have to prescribe something to fix it if she's perfectly content with what she's doing?
Plus, it's not sex drive that men were looking for. They didn't need to improve their sex drive. They needed to improve a physical problem, which was lack of
Function.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why we have a different pill. Yeah. Business Insider has ranked the most expensive colleges in America by state, and the dubious distinction of the most expensive matriculation place in the land is Harvey Mudd College in California, $67,255 per year, followed by Columbia and the University of Chicago in Illinois. So is college worth it anymore, or are you overpaying for a coaster with Latin on it. Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. Why is college so expensive, Kristen?
College is great, and there's no reason for it to be $60,000 a year like some of these
Okay,
institutions
Elizabeth
are.
Warren, slow down.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean that the government should be subsidizing away tens of thousands of dollars worth of a $60,000 tuition bill. I think we've got to find ways that people can get skills so that they can go have jobs in the workplace and feel like they've learned the things they want to learn without having
And make
it cost that much.
$67,000 a year as an entry-level salary instead of spending that on college. But the problem is, because there are so many government organizations keeping student loan rates low, it's sort of like a cartel, isn't it?
No, I think the problem
It
is,
encourages universities to have high tuition rates.
I think the
'cause
problem
it's free money.
I think the problem is that high school diplomas have become worthless. So we become a credential society. The only way to get a job is to have that college degree. So that's the market's going to cause demand to increase. But the thing is, I was a business major, and I'm an author now. I've never taken an English course, and the only reason,
Really? That wasn't even part of your lower division requirement?
never, because I didn't want to waste time educating professors. So the only reason I went to college was to have that diploma, because I knew I would get a good job, and it paid off.
Will you encourage your kids to go to college?
I would not. I mean, I'm hoping that we can devalue education by the time they're 18, because I think college is ridiculous. I think it's a scam, and I don't use that word as a joke. College is a national scam, but the problem is, if things continue as they are, I'm going to have to send my kids to school because it's something that you need. Sadly, it is. And I blame the evil corporations because they keep hiring people and insisting they have all these advanced degrees, and then the top firms only want the people from the top schools, but they're not top schools. They're ridiculous.
No, the top schools are snob factories is what they are, Tom.
Peter Thiel is the man I love, and we need.
He went to Stanford.
It doesn't matter. He is reversing the trend because he's giving people a fellowship. He's giving you $100,000 to not go to school. I love the man.
Well, David Letterman, although he's got questionable politics, has always awarded C students at Ball State University with scholarships, and I think that
And
that is
internships. He loves internships.
Oh.
Woo! Almost as much as Bill Clinton loves cigars. All right, well, Michael, Tom, and Kristen, you guys, thank you so much. This has been wonderful, and we're all going to join hands and join Tom's a cappella group a little later. And he's still eating those pink pills. I love it. Coming up, Jeb Bush wants to expand NSA spying power.